Are you feeling lonely? You're not alone. Pun intended. Loneliness can strike anywhere, even in the midst of a crowd. And while some people can go for weeks without seeing another human and be just fine, others crave daily social interaction to function. So what gives? Well, it turns out that humans are social animals and relationships are crucial to our well-being. Just look at the famous experiment by Renee Spitz, who found that babies who were deprived of human interaction suffered significant developmental issues. But as adults, we all experience loneliness differently, and it's not just about our need for connection. Our thoughts and perspectives play a huge role, and that is where ancient philosophy comes in. In this video, we'll explore different philosophies and antidotes to help you deal with loneliness and find connection no matter where you are in life. In today's digital age, it's easy to think that social interaction is just a click away. But is it really that simple? While online social networks have made it easier for us to connect with others, they don't always provide the quality of interaction that we crave. Sure, we can chat with friends from across the world, but it's just not the same as a good old-fashioned hug or handshake. And even if we do have a large group of friends or a picture-perfect family, it doesn't mean we're immune to loneliness. So, what's the deal with loneliness? According to ancient wisdom, it's all in our heads. The Buddha saw it as a form of discontent with the present moment, a feeling that something is lacking. And let's face it, we've all been there. We've compared ourselves to the perfect lives we see on social media and felt like we're falling short. But the truth is, there's no one-size-fits-all solution to loneliness. What works for one person may not work for another. We need to challenge the idea that there's a normal way to be social and embrace our own unique needs. So whether you're a social butterfly or a proud hermit, remember that there's nothing wrong with you. You're just living life on your own terms. I know that loneliness can be a real pain, but according to Buddhism, it's not something we should cling to. We might hold on to past memories or hope for the future, but when we believe we should be somewhere or with someone else, we create a sense of lack that leads to dissatisfaction. However, if we change our mindset, we can find contentment and even enjoy our own company. Happiness doesn't depend on having tons of friends or the perfect relationship, but rather on how we approach the present moment. So let's embrace our solitude and appreciate the impermanence of our emotions. As the Buddha said, pleasant feelings come and go, but our true self remains constant. Let's focus on being present and enjoying the moment, rather than clinging to an ideal that may never come to fruition. You know how sometimes you're surrounded by people, but you still feel totally lost and alone? The Stoics had a word for that: forlornness. It's like being stranded on a deserted island, except it's in your head. But being alone doesn't have to be a bad thing. According to Epictetus, even the big guy Zeus himself spends some time in solitude. And he's not moping around feeling sorry for himself. He's busy contemplating the universe and his place in it. Just imagine sitting alone in your room, bored out of your mind, scrolling through your phone, waiting for someone to text or call you. You're just relying on others to give you a good time. But let's face it, external factors are fickle. Friends come and go, and one day you might be surrounded by a group of people, while the next day you might be left with your own thoughts. And if you don't know how to be in your own company, loneliness can creep in and make you feel like you're in bad company. We should all strive to be self-sufficient and comfortable in our own company, just like Zeus. Who needs a crowd when you've got your own awesome thoughts to keep you entertained? The Buddha saw loneliness as a form of discontent with the present moment, but we can change the way we think about it. Instead of clinging to our beliefs of how life is supposed to be, we can accept that being alone is neither good nor bad. It's just the way it is. Our happiness doesn't have to rely on external circumstances. We can position ourselves toward them in a positive way. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus also recognized that people struggle with solitude, but he believed that we can develop a positive relationship with ourselves so that we can get through periods of aloneness with ease. By becoming self-sufficient and less needy of attention and approval from others, we can enjoy moments of communion when they come without hurting ourselves when they're not available. So let's change our perspective and learn to appreciate our own company. As Jean-Paul Sartre once said, if you were lonely when you were alone, you are in bad company. When we learn to be happy by ourselves, socializing becomes optional rather than necessary. Remember, it's all about finding that balance between enjoying our own company and being open to social interaction when it comes our way. How do you deal with feeling lonely? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this video interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time.